Hello friends, I hope everyone is well. You're doing okay, you and your families. As we stand on the threshold, in preparation for the holiday of Sukkot, there's a fascinating and difficult to understand law which is unique to the Sukkah. And that is, I'll say it in the Hebrew, Hamitzta'er patur min ha-Sukkah. Someone who's pained is exempt from the mitzvah of sukkah. And what this means is, if someone is uncomfortable to the extent of pain by sitting in the sukkah, then they don't have to sit in the sukkah. So for example, if you were sitting in the sukkah and it began to rain, and so it's unpleasant, it's uncomfortable, and to some degree it's a pain, then you don't need to sit in the sukkah. Now, there are others who have a different custom, but that's the law. You don't need to stay in the sukkah. And the question, of course, is why? This is such a unique law. You don't find this in any other area in the Torah. What if it bothers me to put on tefillin in the morning? What if it bothers me to pray? What if, I don't know, it's a hassle or it's too difficult to get a Chanukiah, to light the menorah? What if, for any other case, any other mitzvah, what if it's a hassle and it's an inconvenience and a pain to only buy kosher? Am I then exempt? Well, of course not. This doesn't apply to any other mitzvah. So how come when it comes to the sukkah, this is a consideration to the extent that a person is exempt from observing this mitzvah? And to understand this, we need to appreciate what actually we are celebrating when sitting in the sukkah. So it's there to commemorate the fact that during our sojourn in the desert for 40 years after the exodus from Egypt, making our way to Israel, God provided us with clouds of glory, clouds of protection, so that the journey through the desert would not be uncomfortable. It would be pleasant. It would pave the pathways for us to travel. It would protect us from the sun and the other elements that are, of course, present, especially in a desert. And to commemorate that miracle, we sit in a sukkah to say thank you. Thank you for protecting us, for looking out for us, for making a difficult journey less difficult, more comfortable. In other words, we're not commemorating a miracle of having our lives being spared as we do with most of the other holidays. Pesach, we were saved from slavery and torture. Chanukah and Purim, our lives were in jeopardy and we were saved. And so therefore we celebrate. But that's not the case with Sukkot. Sukkot, we're simply saying, thank you, God, for caring beyond just saving our lives, beyond just the bare necessities. And therefore, the way to commemorate this is by truly enjoying sitting in the sukkah. So when it becomes uncomfortable to the extent that it's a pain, mitzta'er, someone is pained by sitting in the sukkah, we then say, no, then you're missing the point. That's not what Sukkot is. And so that explains it, that God watches out for us, does not only provide the bare necessities, but like a loving parent, extends of himself and makes sure to provide to the extent that we're perfectly comfortable. Let us merit to see this openly, and wishing you best wishes for a Chag Sameach, an enjoyable and pleasant holiday.